Say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Shai. First and foremost, we want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Bakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who move at a great milestone. And a blessed sanitation to the Akiams, the folk and the earth, pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom. All right, just coming another lesson, to feed the elect, with the terror of prophecy, our elder apostle, Tar, named this the year of prophecy. All right, and we see these prophecies playing out, these prophecies speaking, it's speaking clear, and the Most High seeing and stir up the spirit of the Medes against them. All right. Well, this is the fall of the so-called white man empire. You understand? This is the destruction of his empire. You understand? And we seen these Edomites going hard against each other, right? And it's beautiful to see the fall and destruction of our enemy, right? You understand this? Let me just read a precept in the Apocrypha, right? Let's read a quick precept. Let me get a quick precept in Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus 25. We see right before, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. So the Most I say, right there is 10 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. Right? And the elect men, is we waiting for. You understand? A man that had joy over his children, and we can have joy over our children in the kingdom of heaven, right? Because the Israelites going to be ruling, and we're not going to be separate from our children. We're going to be living with our children. We're not going to be working and coming home all hours in the night and can't see each other, can't spend time. No, we're going to be ruling. We're going to have servants, right? It said, and he that live to see the fall of his enemy. So we seen the fall of our enemies, right? We see how the Most High destroying our enemies from within. You understand? Separate them and destroying the kingdom, right? Because the Russians, they are Edomites, right? The Europeans, they are Edomites. The so-called white Americans, they are Edomites. And this is their kingdom. This is their rulership. This is their heaven. So, they're crumbling fast, as our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai say, who the will the God see Satan fall as lightning. And lightning is a very quick thing. Fast, rapid speed. You understand? And that's how fast this devil kingdom crumbling. Right? You saw the word say, right? So, the joy to see, to this light, right? So I just have to bring the precept out there, This is a beauty when we see these things. So this prophecy, these prophecies speaking right before our eyes, we seeing it, right? Seeing it, right? This is the end of the so-called white man aeon, end of his rulership, the end of his age, right? So we just get some of these articles, get some precepts, right? This is the year of prophecy, as our elder Apostle Tahar say, right? It's right. It's a World War III. Russia warns of the new arms race as Trump snub nuclear pact. Right. It's um it's a Russia accused U.S. President Donald Trump of stocking up in new arms race after he vowed to pull out of the long-standing nuclear disarmament deal. But Defense Secretary Gavin Wilson instead British instead Britain stand resolute with America. Moscow was already breaching the pact and should get its house in order, he said. Right. So hey, the being on the bear case, England, certain European country that wasn't the being on the bear case. They keep poking the bear, right? So now the bear standing up, right? The bear went into Syria, defend Syria. The bear defending Iran. Now the bear in Libya, and this is prophecy, right? All this is prophecy that was written in the scriptures, right? It said Russia accused Salakia. I read that already, Salakia, right? It said he said Russia has made a mockery of the deal. He said visiting the U.S. on official business. Mr. Wilson said our 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 close and long term allies is the United States, and we will be absolutely resolute with the U.S. in hammering home a clear message that Russia need to respect the treaty obligation that is signed. Right? He said we want to see this treaty continue to stand, but it required two parties to be committed to it. And at the moment, he have one party that is ignoring it. It is Russia that is in the breach, and it is Russia that need to get his house in order. Right? So they say Russia violated the treaty, right? It's a President Trump has pledged to end the international range nuclear in Salakia inter, intermediate range nuclear force pact signed by U.S. and Soviet um, leaders Ronald Reagan and Mil, Mikhail Gorbachev in 1987. Right, so this deal was signed in 1987. So they say Russia break it by what creating these missile these short range missile, right? So that's why Donald Trump say he pull out of the treaty, right? So talking about the intermediate range range nuclear, right? He said it banned two countries from having produce or test firing nuclear and non-nuclear missile with range of between 310 and 3,400 miles, except those launched at sea. Right? It lead to the destruction of nearly 2,700 missiles by now. But in 2007, Russia leader Vladimir Putin said the pact no longer serve his country interests. Right? But hey, the prepare for war. Right? Most I storm the means against who? Against against America, right? Right? It's so, hey, this is war, this You know, right? He said Russian deputy want to get to this stage. Mr. Gorbachev said, under no circumstance should we tear up old disarmament agreement, right? Um, right. So right. So Russia said that right. Let me get to this one. It's most I think is to be spirit of the means, you know, right? Oh, so yeah, I'm ready for this one. That's this one, right? Yeah, this is the next article, right? It's a USA it will take out banded Russia cruise missile if secret development continue. So America said they're gonna take out the cruise missile, if secret development continues. So hey, you know, Mosai is stirring up this war. The Mosai said he must stir the battle. Yahweh is a man of war. You understand? Right? He said Russia must halt its cover development of bandit cruise missile system, or the United States will seek to destroy it before it become operational. Washington envoy to NATO has warned, right? So these are strong statement. You understand? Right? He said the United States believe Russia has breached a Cold War treaty by developing a ground launch system that could allow Russia to launch a nuclear strike on, on Europe at short notice. But Moscow has consistently denied any such violation, right? All of them is a bunch of Edomites, you know. So this will show the kingdom falling because the scripture says Satan divided against kingdom stand. You understand? And this we see Satan against Satan, right? So this is proof show that the so-called white man kingdom crumbling, right? At a fast race, army pace, right? He said the U.S. ambassador did to Hill and Bailey, right, said Washington remained committed to a diplomatic solution, but was prepared to consider a military strike if Russia development of the medium-range system continue. So these nations get ready to is to fight, right? Right, to fight. He said at that point we should be looking at the capability to take out the Russian missile that could hit any of our country, she told the news conference. And that's why the UK President Theresa May, when when Russia moved into Libya to stabilize Libya back, because America is who destroy Libya for political gain and greed, right? So when Russia moved in there and forces to Libya, you know, she's saying that Russia messing with the democracy. So hey, this war gonna heat up, right? Yeah, this war gonna heat up, right? So let me just wanna play a video, right? Then I got two more articles I wanna go into, right? Let's see, I pull up this video, right? You understand? Because hey, matter of fact, let me read this precept, right? You get this precept. Because, hey, this is beautiful. They want to see our enemy crumbling right before our eyes. You understand? This is Mark chapter 3, verse 23. Right? He said, and he called them unto him and said unto them in a parable, how can Satan cast out Satan? Because they were saying that how shall the devil, right? But this is where Yahushua said, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And this is the so-called white man kingdom. This is their rulership. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You understand? This is their kingdom. And they divided against themselves. They're fighting for power, they're fighting for control of land, oil. Who must have this type of weapon? Who must not have this type of weapon? That's where they're fighting for. This is their kingdom now. And they can't see eye to eye. Right? So Mark 3:24. And if a kingdom divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan and he cannot stand but at the end. So Satan rising up against himself. You saw quite people are Satan. You want Satan be adversary. Right? Understand? So this is the fall of our enemy. It's beautiful to see. Right? The Heavenly Father destroying our enemy. This is beautiful. If our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it will destroy our enemy. Right? This is the craft. This is the so-called white man, right? This is touching on Libya and different other countries, but I want to go into Libya because Libya is one of Russia's strong and closest ally. Right? So everything now coming into play. Because according to prophecy, Russia gonna defend Libya. Libya and Ethiopia gonna join with Russia also too. Right? Iran gonna join with Russia too, according to prophecy. Right? You understand? So this is prophecy, which is beautiful. Right? You understand? Let's get this.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the joint.
Salakia. Yeah, man, this is nuclear destruction. Salakia, they are chaos. Let me just pull this up back. You see the spirit, the fire, the destruction. He just pull this up back. Right? You see, there's the spirit.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No. He says, we've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al Qaeda?" He said, "No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we got a good military and we can take down governments. And he said, I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? And he said, oh, it's worse than that. He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper. He said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today. And he said, it's a memo that describes all countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. The truth is about the Middle East is, had there been no oil there, it would be like Africa. Nobody is threatening to intervene in Africa. The problem is the opposite. We keep asking for people to intervene and stop it. And there's no question that the presence of petroleum throughout the region has sparked great power involvement. Whether or not, I can't tell you, but there's always been this attitude that somehow we could intervene and use force in the region.
Yeah, so this proof, this proof, and this is what the Most High said, the tongue shall fall upon themselves, right? And this is why they're in Syria, and this is why they want to get in Iraq, and this is why they destroy Libya. You understand? So it's all about greed with these devil. You understand? It's greed. You understand? Let me see if I find out this article. Right? It's just greed with these devil. Right? This is why in Syria today talking about a fighting terrorists is to get into Libya and get into Iran so they could control the oil and the gas. It's all about greed, right? Let me get a quick precept. Right? Let me get a quick precept. You know? So they destroy Somalia because of our political gain and greed. Right? It's not that Gaddafi was destroying his people, are cruelly destroying his people, are ill treating his people. Hey, Libya had a flourishing economy and the people was living good. You know, before this devil came in. Right? This is Salakia. Right, we get to say this is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. He said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, and when morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And the so-called white man got power, because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, right? And he know that, right? These elite, these top elite, the Rothschilds, Rockefeller, DuPonts, they know that, right? You understand? So they devise wickedness on their bed, right? So one, right? So we understand why they're in Syria today and why they're looking to destroy Iran, to get into Iran to control the resources, right? They're telling on themselves, right? Right? Verse 2, and they covet field, right? The field, covet field. You understand? Which is different land, which field represent the world, right? America got over 800 embassy across the globe, right? And take them by violence, and take them by violence. What General Wesley say, right? They have a strong military, and they do have a strong military, and they know they can take down government. So they put up this let's call it fraudulent intelligence, which go down. These people got terrorists, or they got, like when they do with Saddam Hussein, he had a weapon of mass destruction, which was a lie, right? And they were saying that this country have terrorists, and the citizens need help, and they go to fight terrorists. It's just a lie. It's a go covet people land and take it by violence. right? He said, and they covet the field and take them by violence, house, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So they go in this country to oppress these people just to steal their resources, right? So this is beautiful to see our enemy falling right before our eyes, right? Our enemy falling, and the Most High going to destroy this, destroy, right? Right? This is the fall. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Right? So let me to this one. So this is why you see. That's why you see they went into Libya, right? It's all about greediness for these people, these devils, right? It's this is the Arab Weekly, right? It's a Russia real design in Libya, right? So like, right? It's a Moscow objective is to claim is to control of Libya coast, and with it control the main clandestine migrate route, right? You understand? Um, let us read a piece of this article, and then we go to the scriptures, right? It's one of the main subject when Egypt President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Russia Vladimir Putin recently discussed their strategic relation with Libya. Russia officials said, along with Syria and Yemen, right? Was not surprisingly, and not just because of the crisis in Libya, it is it interests with Russia considerably. It said until the 2011 revolution, right? The Tripoli was close to Moscow, right? I think there's a capital city for Libya, right? So like, right, right. It's for Moscow politically and economically, right? So it was close to Russia. The pull up this article quick, right? It's a Libya Russia relation, right? Um, it's a it is bilateral relationship between the two countries, Libya and Russia. Russia has embassy in Tripoli, and Libya has an embassy in Moscow. It's a diplomatic contact between Russia and Libya is generally between close and productive, seeing as both countries have had and continue to see. Um, hey, Salaki, right? Yeah, it's a both country has have had continued to see volatile relation with the United States. Right? You see this word volatile mean, right? Right? It's of a substance easy to evaporate, normal temperature, unstable. So, hey, both Russia and Libya are unstable, relationship with the United States. You understand? Liable to change rapidly and unpredictably, especially for the worse, right? Yeah, so hey, right? So it's a volatile relation with the United States, right? It's a leader, Gaddafi, was a close ally to the Soviet Union. You understand? Despite his country membership in the non-aligned, Salaki, a non-aligned movement, You understand? He said also Russia regard Libya as one of its strongest allies in the Arab world. Right? So America, you violate you went to violate, one of Russia allies. You understand? And you talking about people breaking treaty? You're the king. You definitely the king of that. Right? So hey, you go back to this article, right? It's he said that was not surprising and not just because of the crisis in Libya. It interests the Russian considerably. He said, um, right? He said, yeah, he said until the 2011 revolution, the Tripoli was close to Moscow politically and economically. He said it's a Russian oil and gas company were becoming significantly involved in exploration and production in Libya. Russia won half the contract to build the planned massive Libya rail network, and Libya bought Russian weapons, lots of them, some of which remain unpaid. So hey, it always been a good relationship between Libya and Russia, right? And these devil went into Libya and destroyed the Gaddafi government and murdered Gaddafi, right? This is what these devil do. You understand? Right? So however, if report coming from the United Kingdom are accurate, Russia wants much more than a few prize Libya contract, right? So the Sun, the most widely read newspaper in the United Kingdom, control of Libya. Yeah, because I watched a video. Theresa May was saying that Russia going on the democracy, right? Because they want to set up democracy in Libya. You understand? They set up these proxies. They give the Libya government. You understand? This is what these devils be doing to overthrow their government. You know, when they send in the Jacko, Salakio, when they send in the economical hitman and the economical hitman fail, they send it. They're sending the Jacko to assassinate the president. If the Jacko fail, they were sending the military. That's how these devilish work. You understand? Right? Um, it said in a recent article that Russia has set up military base in Banhazi and Tobruk, where it has deployed special force and has been sending weapons to help the head of Libya National Army in the east of the country. Right, Field Marshal Khalifa Atta take over the country. Right, so Moscow was helping them. Right, because Moscow and Libya's close allies. Right, they are close allies. He said Moscow objective its claim to control of the Libya coast and with it control of the main can, can clandestine migration route across the Mediterranean. It is suggests would use those to threaten Western Europe. Yeah, right? You get to some precept. Right? This is beautiful to see our enemy crumbling right before our eyes. You understand? This is beautiful, right? You just get some precept. Right? Slovakia. All right. Let me start off with all right, let me get Ezekiel. All right. This is Ezekiel 30. This is Ezekiel chapter 30. Let me start from verse 1. Right? 38 verse 1. Right? This is Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which Gog is the so-called Russia today, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesied against him, right? And say, Thus said the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief priest of Meshach and the Gadishon, they are Edomite, right? And they convert the land of the Japhites, right? You understand? Right? So verse verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw. Right? The most I can put them back in the Soviet Union mindset. That's why you see Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan, Russia. I can't remember the next one name. I know Iran. Iran was them, right? And they come together and they sign agreement to divide the Caspian Sea, right? You understand? So hey, the most I see you're gonna put hooks into the jaw and turn them back into what the Soviet Union mindset. And this is what we see Russia today back in the Soviet Union mindset. Right? I will turn thee back and put hook into thy jaw, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sort of armor, even a great company with buckler and shield, and all of them handling sword. Yeah, you know these nuclear missiles, these different military gears, right? Verse 5, he said Persia today is Iran, right? Persia today is Iran, right? Ethiopia and Libya, right? As you read, Libya and Russia is our close allies. So Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia and Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. So they're gonna join with Russia and they're gonna fight, right? So Persia, Ethiopia, Libya gonna be with Russia and America, right? Even America allies, they too. Even America allies gonna shoot missile at you. Revelation 17 and 16, right? Let me get it quick. As I mentioned, let me get it. All right? Most are gonna destroy America with violence, right? Most I say 1 hour, America go fall, right? This is Revelation 17 and 16, right? It said, and the 10 horn which thou sawest upon the beast, he shall hate the whore. The whore is America, the beast is there too, right? The two is the European, the EU, which is the European Union, and the two is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. They are the beasts, right? They are the beasts. Right? Let's go back to the European Union. Let's go back to France, right? Um, Britain, this other country, let's mention France, Britain, um, Spain, right? Right? Germany Minor, Germany the major, the Greeks, the Romans, right? You understand? This is part of the 10 high. Right now it's more than 10. I think it's about 20 something of them, right? But they make up the beast, right? Which is the military power, right? And they're gonna shoot they're gonna shoot missile at the whole because America is the whole, right? America is the whole. America laid down with all these countries, do deals with all these countries, you understand? So they're gonna shoot a missile, you know, at America, right? You understand? They're gonna shoot a missile at America, right? You understand? You got Germany with them, the Taliban gonna be with them too, right? So read this back again. Say Revelation 17 and 16, he said, the 10 horn which thou sawest upon the beast, right? He said, thee shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, right? And this NATO, this is what NATO gonna do to America, because America is that whore, right? And it sounds so we go back to Ezekiel 38 and 5. He said, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. He said, Gomar, go back to what Turkey, and all his band, Salaki, and all his band, the house of Tumagar and the north quarter, all of his band, and many people with thee, and many people with thee. You understand? Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself and all thy company and that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. That's why you see Russia in Syria, Russia defending Iran, now Russia in Libya, because it is prophecy. It is prophecy that we see playing out before our eyes. You understand? So they too gonna destroy America. The Russians, Libya, Ethiopia, Iran, India. Well, Iran and India, all them is the Persian Empire, right? All them is the Persian Empire. But it just got these different names today, right? But these are the Persian Empire, India, Pakistan, Iran, right? All these nations are gonna shoot a missile at America, right? You understand? So this is prophecy that we see it, right? Um, yeah, next precept. This is Isaiah, right? This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 17. Behold, I will store up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So the Medes today is the so-called Russian, right? They dwell in the land of the Medes, which is the land of Meshach, right? So the Most High see he can store up the Medes against them. Who's them? America, right? Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they need to pay off. You can't bribe Russia like how you go and bribe this country with huge amount of loan. You can't do that to the so-called Russians, right? Because they're not going to delight in your silver and your gold. The silver and gold represent more money, right? They're not going to delight in that, right? Verse 18, their bow shall dash the young men to pieces. They bow go back to what they missile, the ICBM missile, right? They're gonna dash the young men to pieces, right? They're gonna destroy America, gonna be destroyed before these nations are gonna invade America, right? They're gonna invade America. You understand? Because this is what America do to these nations. They invade them and destroy them. Hey, and Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is a righteous judge. The scripture says, "Away with all a man's sin, by the same shall he be punished." Let me give a precept too in Obadiah. That the Most High said, do the same thing to she, right? This is Obadiah, right? So these nations are going to invade Babylon. This is Obadiah 1 and 15. He said, for the day of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, is dear upon all heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Yeah. So what America do to this nation? They went into this nation, right? Besiege them and destroy them and take and steal the resources, right? Let me get a precept too. The next precept, because it is the scripture that these nations are going to invade America, right? Ezekiel 38 and let me read verse 8. He said, after many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountain of Israel, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nation, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. He said, and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus said the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind. Because what the most I can put it to validate, put in mind. Because the most I control the minds of the king. Let me get that. Right? This you people need to understand the most I control the minds of the kings of the earth. Right? Let me get that. Right. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart, which word heart in the Hebrew is lahab, which is mind. So the kings, Vladimir Putin is a king, Donald Trump is a king, so they will call him a president, right? You understand? Right? So all these president and prime minister, hey, the Most High is who control their minds, right? This is Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, as a river of water he turneth whithersoever he will. Let me get the next one. This is Proverbs 16 and 1. The preparation of the heart, which is the mind, in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So the Most High control the minds of these kings, right? The 10th, thus said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall think come into thy mind, because the Most High can put it in mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. An evil thought is what invade America, right? He said, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled village. And America is a land of an unwalled village. The borders open. That's why Donald Trump talking about build walls, because the border open is an unwalled village, right? You understand? I will go to them that are at rest. Hey, you so-called Americans at rest, because you got no war going on in your country. It's only Jakes dying over there. Esau only killing Jakes in the street, killing the so-called black man. You do why the Israelites, right? And Jakes killing themselves because they hate each other, right? But look at what's going on in the Middle East. It's bombs dropping every day. You understand? Right? So hey, y'all at rest, right? That dwell safely. All of them dwell without walls, so without bars nor gate. You understand? So this what gonna happen. This what they're gonna invade. They're gonna invade America. You understand? He said to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hands upon the desolate place that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of many nations. Hey, many nations dwell in the land of America. You understand? Which have gotten cattle and goods. You understand? So they're going to invade, you understand? They're going to invade the unwalled city, which is America. So these nations are going to invade it, right? Right? Back in Isaiah 13 and 18, he said, their bow also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So when they shoot a missile, hey, they're gonna dash these people into pieces. You understand? Two-thirds of people gonna be destroyed in the destruction. Right? They're gonna be destroyed because they refuse to turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So y'all gonna be caught up in the destruction, y'all gonna be destroyed. The men, women, and children who are connected to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they're gonna be delivered. Right? They're gonna be delivered. You understand? These men who humble themselves and turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the prophets and the men who believe, the Most High gonna save them and the family. Right? The Most High gonna show mercy on them. Right? Verse 19, he said, and Babylon, the glory of kingdom, which is America, the beauty of the Chaldees shall be as when the Most High Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's how America can be overthrown with fire, because Sodom and Gomorrah was overthrown with a fire, right? And the Most High said 1 hour, right? 1 hour, America gonna fall, right? You understand? So that's how they're gonna be. That's how they're gonna be thrown over, right? Let me get the next one. This is Jeremiah, right? Because the Most High seeking stormy bees against them, right? Uh, this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 11. He said, make bright the arrows, which is arrows of the missiles, right? I think in one of these articles, I see a missile. I think it's this one. Let me just get quick. Yeah. Tell me this missile look like an arrow. Tell me this missile look like an arrow. For you, point of understanding Israelite who say that the arrow is not missile and the ICBM missile not to the scripture. Tell me if this ICBM missile, it look like an arrow. When our forefather was getting this vision, this is how they see the missile like arrows, and this is how they write it down. Give me this missile look like an arrow, right? This is Jeremiah 50 arrows, God of the shield, the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and rise up the spirits of the right, which is the so-called Russians, right? Then they got the Persian to be with them, which is Iran, India, Pakistan. Then they got Libya. Then they got Ethiopia. They got Turkey, China. Gonna be with who? Gonna be with Russia, right? Then they got all the other Soviet Union, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan. All these other Soviet Union nations gonna be with Russia, right? It said the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai had rise up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon. So the Most High device is against Babylon, right, which is America, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, the vengeance of his temple. And what's the Most High temple? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The Most High gonna revenge us on this devil and all these heathen that put on us, and all who enslave us, who murder us, who rape us. You understand? The Most High gonna bring judgment on these heathen, right? So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian, you confusion of faith Israelite, hey, repent, turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The Most High gonna revenge us on our enemy, right? Verse 12, he says, set up the standard upon the wall of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchman, prepare an ambush. Yeah, America gonna be ambush. He said, for the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua had both devised and done that which I would learn. You understand? Verse 13, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, hey, this waters represent what nations, right? We can prove that. Let me get a quick precept. Oh, that dwelleth on many waters, be what? Nations. Right? Get it quick. Right? This is our Revelation. Um, this is Revelation chapter 17, verse 15. He said, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, he said, where the whore sitteth are people and multitude and nation and tongues. Right? So we go back to Jeremiah 51. He upon many waters, abundant in treasure. Thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Yeah, because these devil covetous, right? These devils are very covetous because they go into people's land and steal the resources, take it by violence, right? Set up propaganda synagogue mass weapon of mass destruction, or they got terrorists and they're going to fight terrorists, which is these devils themselves set up the terrorists in the land. You understand? You understand? They fund and arm the terrorists. They go to the land and fight the old terrorists that they set up. You understand? Right? So the Most High is king of these devils. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, um, verse verse 7. He said, for man, and by both do it one commit iniquity, because of unrighteous deal unrighteously, because of unrighteous dealing, injury and riches got by deceit. And that's how these devils get rich, right? By injuries, right? And riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. You understand? The kingdom is translated. The kingdom is translated to who? The Israelites, right? To the Israelites, right? This is just want to go way off the topic, but we just get this quick. This is Second Ezra, right? Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian, and Esau is you so-called white people, you Edomites, who were born of him. Jacob hand held forth the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world. So the end of the world is you so-called white people rulership, right? The end of the world is you so-called white people kingdom, right? The end of your rulership. For Esau is the end of the world. And when you so-called people get taken down, here who will rule next. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. So the Israelite loyalty, our kingdom not gonna be overthrown. Our kingdom not gonna fall. We're gonna rule forever. With Jacob is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indian. We have next, right? Yeah, so we read back on Jeremiah 51 and 13. He said, O thou that dwellest upon many water, abundant in treasure, thy end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. You understand? Thy end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Right? You understand? You're gonna be destroyed. Right? Let me get this here. So this is Jeremiah 51 and 27. He says, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nation, prepare the nation against her, prepare the nation against who's her? America, right? He said, call together against her the kingdom of the Ararat. Ararat. Ararat is where in Turkey, right? Bini and the Ashinaz. He said, appoint a captain against her, the horses to come up as a rough caterpillar. He said, prepare against her the nation with the kings of the Mede. So Turkey gonna be with them too. Iran gonna be with them too. Libya, Ethiopia, China is an ally to America, Salaki to Russia. You understand? Said, hey, this is prophecy playing before our eyes. This is the destruction of the so-called white man kingdom. This is the destruction of the so-called white man rulership. Right? Verse 28, nation with the kings of the Medes, the captain thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. It said, and the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon desolate without inhabitant. You understand? The mighty men have forborne to fight. They have remained in their hole. Yeah, they can hide. He said the mighty men had failed. They became as woman. So yeah, these mighty men of America gonna become as woman. They gonna in that day they gonna be worse than a woman. You understand? Like a woman gonna be screaming about it. That's how these men gonna be. Right? The most High gonna bring the fear on you devils. Right? Read this again. This is Jeremiah 51 and 30. He said, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. He said, they have remained in their holes. He said, the mighty had failed. They became as woman. They have burned her dwelling place, broken. You understand? That's what gonna happen to America. They're gonna be burned. Right? This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse verse 9. For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nation from the north countries, starting with Russia, right? And Russia allies, and they shall set themselves in array against her, against who her? America, aka Babylon. He said, from hence she shall be taken. The arrows, which is the missile, shall be of a mighty expert man. Right? He said, none shall return in vain, and the Chaldees shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied. You understand? America gonna be spoiled. Right? It's right? He said, verse 11, he said, because he were glad, because he rejoiced, O destroyer of my heritage. And who's the Most High heritage? The Israelites. They are destroying the Most High heritage, you devils, right? He said, because he were grown fat as the heifer, at grass, at bellow, as bulls. Your mother shall be so confounded. Who's your mother? Great Britain. Your mother are going to shoot missile at you. Great Britain is your mother, right? He said, your mother shall be so confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost part of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry and a desert, a dry land and a desert. So even your mother, because America came out of Great Britain, right? Yeah, America came out of Great Britain, right? Let me get that. Revelation 7, Revelation 17, right? You understand? So this is beautiful to see the fall and destruction of our enemy. Right? This is that one verse. We start at verse 10. Right? He said, and there are 7 kings, right? 7 kings. Greek, the Greek, the Spanish, Germania Minor, Germania Major, right? The French and Great Britain, right? Seven kings, right? You understand? Right? And Salakia and the Romans. Yeah. So it's great. It's Greek, the Greeks, the Spanish, right? Germany Minor, Germany Major, the Romans, the French, and Great Britain. Right? 7 kings falling, right? And who's the 5 falling? Greeks, the Minor, Germany Major, and French, and the French, right? You understand? He said, and one is, and the other is not yet come, right? And the other is not yet come is with Great Britain. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space, right? And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and he and is of the seventh, and right, because the seventh is Great Britain, right? So the eighth beast come out of Great Britain, right? Read it back again, right? He said, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, which is America, right? He said, and is of the seventh, which is Great Britain, and goeth into perdition, which is destruction. You understand? So America came out of Great Britain. So Great Britain is your mother, and she shall be ashamed of you. You understand? She shall be ashamed of you, right? You understand? Um, so we go back to Jeremiah 15:12. He said, your mother shall be so confounded, she that bear you shall be ashamed, because the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land. The wrath of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon, which is America, shall be astonished and hiss at all our plagues. Put yourself in array against Babylon, round about all he that bend the bow. So all these nations and nuclear missiles will shoot at America. Shoot at her, spare no arrows. So look at this. This is an arrow right on the screen. There's an ICBM missile, right? It's Salaki verse 14. Put yourself Salakia, Jeremiah 15 and 14. Put yourself in array against Babylon, round about all he that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrow, for she had sinned against the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You understand? It says, shoot against her round about. She had given her hands, her foundation are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Take vengeance upon her, as she had done, do unto her. You understand? This will happen to Babylon. Babylon will be destroyed. Right? This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto the heaven. Yahweh had remembered her iniquity. So, hey, Babylon's sins has reached to the heavens. So the Most High fed up. The Most High, hey, this is it for Babylon. Babylon going to fall by torment nuclear missile. Right? She sins reach unto the heaven, and the Most High remember her iniquity. She sins. Right? That's why America is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Right? You understand? Sodom was what the abomination, and Egypt is what is they got the children Israel in captivity. Up to this day, the children Israel is still in captivity, right? Up to this day, right? Let me get in Jeremiah quick. Just a back up what I'm saying, because these retarded Israelites, right? Who take the free, the illusional, have a birth certificate. Ask yourself why you have a passport or a national security number or an ID card. Ask yourself the question, why you have that if you claim that you're free, right? This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 39. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, the children of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, so-called Latinos, the so-called Native American Indian, and the children of Judah, right, so-called Negroes, which is known as the so-called West Indies and so-called Asians, right? And the so-called Negroes in North America, right? He said, were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. Right? So we still in this man, still under this man's hand. Right? Revelation 18:6, reward her even as she reward you, and double unto her double. Yeah, you white people gonna be in captivity for 1,000 years, and they're gonna be a long 1,000 years, right? And then Obadiah want the both sides together, and he's gonna burn you alive after you have finished building up our kingdoms. You are gonna be born alive, right? Revelation 18:6. Reward her even as she reward you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled, fill to her double. The cup is slavery. So you saw why people go into slavery for 1,000 years, and after 1,000 years, Obadiah 1:18. You saw why people read Obadiah 1:18. You're gonna be cut off forever, right? Verse 7, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow gave her. For she had said in her heart, I sit as a queen, and am no widow, and shall see there. Like these destroy America. No nation can invade them. No missile can hit them. No, the Most High can destroy all of that proudness, right? Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua can destroy all of that. Verse 8, he said, therefore shall our plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. From what? From these nuclear missiles. This is how she will be burned with fire. America is the lake of fire, right? America is the lake of fire. She will be burned with fire, right? He said, verse 8, our plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai power, who judge her. Right? So, hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai going to judge America. Verse 9, he said, the kings of the earth who had committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Yeah, these kings who do deals with America, trading and things, right? Shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of our torment, because what they can't do what deals with America, because all these nations get rich off of America by doing deals and trading, right? Verse 10, standing afar off for fear of our torment, saying, at last, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Right? So in 1 hour is thy judgment come. You understand? So America can be destroyed in 1 hour. Right? It said, and God shown over her. For no man buyeth her merchandise anymore. Yeah, they're going to weep up more because, hey, they can't sell it, the goods to America again. And it's facing the planet, right? You understand? Right? So, hey, both sides start the kings of the deeds against these devils, right? And starting with that, focus lessons edifying. I want to give our praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders who rule well a great milestone, and a blessed sanitation to the Akiums, to the folk of the earth, pushing the gospel of sincerity and truth. Shalom.